Welcome to our channel. I'm Linda, the girl who tells beautiful stories. Here I am again with a wonderful story. Before we start our video, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like our video. If you don't like my video or subscribe to my channel, I get very sad. Come on, subscribe now and make me happy. You're going to be very happy with this great story too. Now, I'm starting our story that you're going to love. The Adventures of Super Flying Chicken continue. The title of our story, Chickens and Dinosaurs, Time Travel. It's a fantastic story, and you're going to have a lot of fun. One sunny morning, Super Flying Chicken and its friends found a mysterious machine in an old barn on the farm. Chubby Neck asked curiously, "What is this?" while accidentally pressing a button. Suddenly, the machine started emitting light. All the chickens seemed to disappear within the swirling colored lights. "Where are we going?" they shouted, but there was only swirling colored lights around them. Then the lights went out, and the chickens found themselves in a completely different place. Looking around, they saw gigantic trees and heard terrifying unfamiliar sounds. Super Flying Chicken, looking around, exclaimed, "I think we've time traveled." As they were all looking around in astonishment, their eyes widened in fear because in front of them, there were giant dinosaurs. Chubby Neck, trembling with fear, whispered, "Are these dinosaurs real or are we on a movie set?" Super Flying Chicken, laughing in disbelief, said, "No, this is real. We've come to the age of dinosaurs, but don't worry, I will protect you." Just then, a dinosaur passed by them and looked at them curiously. Super Flying Chicken shouted, "Hello, Mr. Dinosaur. We're just visitors." The dinosaur bowed its head to inspect them and then continued on its way. The chickens burst into laughter upon seeing this scene. "We made friends with a dinosaur," they laughed. But Super Flying Chicken stopped laughing and said seriously, "Now we need to find out how to get back home. We have to find a way to work this time machine." Thus, Super Flying Chicken and its friends started looking for a way to return home in the age of dinosaurs, but this adventure was full of funny surprises awaiting them. Super Flying Chicken and its friends were carefully moving among the giant dinosaurs. Chubby Neck pointed to a large brontosaurus and said, "I think that one won't harm us." Super Flying Chicken bravely stepped forward and approached the dinosaur, asking, "Hello, we are lost. Can you help us?" The brontosaurus gently hummed and nodded its head, directing them towards a path. Along the way, they encountered a group of curious velociraptors. The velociraptors looked at the chickens with astonished eyes. Super Flying Chicken said, "Hello, we are friends." The velociraptors giggled and continued on their way without harming them. Meanwhile, they heard the loud roar of a T-Rex. All the chickens trembled with fear, but Super Flying Chicken calmed them, saying, "Don't be afraid, I'm here." As they approached the T-Rex, Super Flying Chicken shouted loudly, "We are just lost friends. Don't harm us." The T-Rex examined them for a moment and then, with a nod, indicated a direction with its head. The chickens, relieved, followed the path suggested by the T-Rex. They walked through the lush prehistoric jungle, marveling at the ancient world around them. The sun filtered through the massive leaves, casting dappled shadows on the ground. Suddenly, they stumbled upon a strange, glowing rock. "What's this?" Chubby Neck asked, poking it with a wing. The rock pulsated with light, and they all felt a strange tingling sensation. "Maybe this rock can help us get back," exclaimed Super Flying Chicken. They all huddled around the rock, and Super Flying Chicken bravely touched it. In a flash of light, they were whisked away, swirling through time once again. When the light faded, they found themselves back in the barn, just as they had left it. Laughing and relieved, they all agreed it was their most incredible adventure yet. "No more touching strange machines," Chubby Neck declared, and they all agreed. And with that, the chickens settled back into their peaceful farm life, the memory of their dinosaur adventure forever etched in their minds. After observing them for a while, the T-Rex nodded its head and directed them towards a cave. When they reached the cave, they saw a bunch of little dinosaur babies. The babies, upon seeing the chickens, started spinning around them joyfully. The chickens began playing with these tiny dinosaur babies and greatly enjoyed playing with them. Chubby Neck laughed and said, "These dinosaur babies are so cute." Super Flying Chicken said, "Yes, but we need to return home. We have to find the time machine." Thus, after saying goodbye to the little dinosaurs, the chickens set off on another path to find their way back home. Along the way, they discovered the wonders of the dinosaur era, walking among giant plants and colorful insects. Super Flying Chicken joyfully said, "This journey turned out to be an adventure we never expected." Chubby Neck, however, said worriedly, "Yes, but how are we going to get back home now?" At that moment, they passed by a group of cheerful Triceratops. The Triceratops hummed friendly to the chickens and showed them the way. Super Flying Chicken said with hope, "I think these friends are showing us the right way." The chickens followed the direction indicated by the Triceratops and finally saw where the time machine had fallen. The machine was half buried under a tree. Super Flying Chicken and the others shouted with joy. Super Flying Chicken said, "This is it. Now we just have to get the machine working." All the chickens started working together to activate the machine. As Super Flying Chicken and friends were trying to operate the time machine, a dinosaur baby curiously approached them. The baby dinosaur poked its nose into the machine, and Chubby Neck, out of fear, yelled, "Be careful, if you sneeze, you might mix up all of time." Just then, the dinosaur baby sneezed, and the machine started making strange noises and flickering. The chickens started laughing at the baby dinosaur's situation. Super Flying Chicken also laughed and said, "A time travel with a sneeze? This must be a first in history." Suddenly, the machine accelerated even more, and its lights brightened. The chickens and the dinosaur baby started spinning in the time tunnel. "Where are we going this time?" they wondered. When the spinning in the time tunnel stopped, they found themselves back on the farm, but this time with the dinosaur baby. The dinosaur baby looked around in astonishment, while the chickens burst into laughter. Super Flying Chicken said, "It looks like we have a dinosaur friend now." Chubby Neck also laughed and said, I hope it doesn't try to eat the eggs. The other farm animals were astonished to see the dinosaur baby. A cow said in amazement, "A dinosaur? This might be our most interesting day." The dinosaur baby quickly became friends with the farm animals. The chickens showed the dinosaur baby around the farm and introduced it to modern times. Super Flying Chicken and friends played games with the dinosaur baby and had a fun time. Everyone celebrated the arrival of this unexpected guest. The time Super Flying Chicken and friends spent with the dinosaur baby on the farm was full of activities. The dinosaur baby sniffed the chicken's feet curiously, played with the vegetables in the garden, and even fell into the chicken's swimming pool once. When it fell into the pool, the whole farm burst into laughter. Chubby Neck, laughing, said, "I guess dinosaurs don't like swimming much." The dinosaur baby was soaking wet but very happy. As evening came, Super Flying Chicken said with a sad tone, "It's time to send our dinosaur friend back to its own time." Everyone gathered to say goodbye to the dinosaur baby. The dinosaur baby bowed its head politely to everyone as a farewell. Super Flying Chicken reactivated the time machine. The dinosaur baby, just before disappearing into the colorful lights, gave a final smile. The farm animals watched the departure of the dinosaur baby with emotion. One chicken said, "We will miss it." Chubby Neck added, "Yes, but we will never forget this day it spent with us." Super Flying Chicken, looking up at the stars, murmured to itself, "Every day brings a new adventure, and today we learned that friendship and adventure know no boundaries." The farm animals went to bed that night happily, after an extraordinary day. Super Flying Chicken and its friends were eager for new adventures, but for now, peace and tranquility reigned on the farm. As our video ends here, if you are curious about Super Flying Chicken's next adventure, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like our video.
Wishing you always live in your dreams. Goodbye, oh, wishing you